Hello, everybody! Yeah, we actually decided to do Sunday Funday this week. So, as you can see, we're talking about Solo, a Star Wars story. I guess every single, spin-off movie is going to be, this, a Star Wars story. This, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
I cannot wait till they do one over toilets. Toilets, a Star Wars story. So, just to talk about Solo real quickly in terms of not our reactions, but about the world's reaction, or more importantly, America. People are hating this movie. It's got a 7.2 on IMDb, which for a movie on its opening weekend is really not good. Which in my Justice League got worse because it was a 6.5, I think, its opening weekend. It's made less money than Justice League, so I'd give money. Which is not good because Justice League bombed terribly. And critics don't seem to like this. So, So I gotta say, I was going into this a little trepidatious. Though I was actually still looking forward to it. I was like, okay, maybe we'll get a good adventure film. That's what Star Wars movies in all essence are. They are adventure films. So
Supposedly there are westerns in space.
In a way, yeah, actually. Cause
you feel very westernish in this movie.
Yeah, this one, we might spoil this a little, but I'll just let you know, if you were wondering, it's hey, does this actually catch more of that Western feel? I will say, yes, there's shootouts that feel like a Western. There's a lot of card playing even.
Yeah.
It feels like a Western in space.
Yep.
Now, if that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, totally understandable. It's not everybody's particular flavor, not everybody likes it. But I will say this much for the movie, just to speak about its overall story. It didn't feel disingenuous in any way. It never felt like it tried to rewrite Han Solo's backstory in any way. It just tried to flesh it out and kind of show you how he became him.
Yeah.
But what did you think about this, though?
It wasn't bad. I will say that, but it wasn't as awesome as I was hoping it was.
Well, to be fair, the Star Wars movies range quite a bit. It's hard for me to place this movie. I will say that much. I do agree with you there. It's there's points where I could see where they could maybe let's do a little editing, or it's weird because there's certain scenes okay, this could be with. I don't need this as much. I would like some more here, though. Do you get that feeling every now and then?
Yeah, there were times I wanted more story. And it's I knew there was going to be some plot twist coming at the end. I just didn't know what it was going to be. It was hey, let's hurry up and get to it because I know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, quit it. Quit it, movie. Just get to it. Just get back to the story.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of, action scenes and fight scenes that went on a bit too long. I actually, fell asleep. A little bit, dozed off a little bit during one of the scenes. He had to wake me up, baby.
I was hey, wake up.
I was was it snoring?
No, she's just mouth open, eyes closed. Could have done War of the Roses thing, stuck my fingers in her nose. You ever seen War of the Roses?
Oh, I've seen a little bit of it. I haven't seen it all the way through.
Yeah, at one point, what's her name? Lady from Romance of the Stone and from that movie. Ironically enough, also Michael Douglas.
It's
Katharine Hepburn, what's her name?
I want to say her first name is Kathleen.
Yeah, Kathleen, I can't remember. Yeah, how she wakes up Michael Douglas at one point because he won't wake up. He takes sleeping pills and shit like that, so he kind of goes out pretty well. You stick your fingers in his nose, you go, what? It's the best noise you would ever think somebody would make, and it's hilarious. It's a dark-ass comedy, too, folks. If y'all have never seen War of the Roses, go see that. Quick little review for you.
Well, I know I've seen the montage where, they're destroying each other's stuff, he destroys the lawn or something.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that, but Like I said, I haven't seen it all the way through. But anyway, back to Solo.
A Star Wars story.
If you want to use the full title, sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just shortening it.
I will say this much for the movie, just to touch upon the action sequences that kind of went on a little bit. Yeah, I will agree with you. There's certain like bits I'm like, okay, this is not adding much to the film.
Yeah.
One of the heists that they do was a little. All right, can we just shore this up just a little?
Yeah, like I think like a lot of the like fight scenes, the action scenes, the heist scenes, like I think a lot of it like was well done. It just could have been cut a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's like how much like fighting and shooting and flying by the seat of your pants can you do? It's like.
Yeah, after a while it can drain you a little bit and you kind of feel a little like, okay, I don't care anymore. Mm-hmm. It has to be done in very, very perfect fashion. You have to...
Everything in moderation, folks.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I still think Last Jedi suffered so much, because all the tension and fighting was at that frickin' end, and in between there was nothing. It was just so little, and then also that fight just kept going. We went from here to here, now we're here, now we're here, now we're just like, I don't care anymore now. That action sequence, again, it was a bloated action sequence that really needed some editing or some spaced part better. Anything. Here, I think just some of the action sequences went on a hair long. They could begin to bore you. That being said, I will say one thing. This is the Star Wars nerd me. I love the world build or universe building they did here.
Yeah, I wanted them to get back to that.
Yeah, there actually is quite a bit they do throughout it. Like, of course, they introduced Lando Calrissian, however you say his name. I'm not quite sure where this sits in the whole Star Wars, canon, because it mentions the Jabba at the very end. I'm like, okay, so is this like going to be right before Star Wars? I mean, it literally is just right before, because he looks a little too young to be a young Harrison Ford.
There was not quite like Star Wars Episode 1, Harrison Ford.
Episode 4.
Whatever.
Episode 1 was Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Episode 4 was New Hope.
You think your original trilogy, that's the first. It's like...
Megan doesn't know her episodes.
I know as much of a Star Wars nerd as you, so baby. And also, George Lucas, why? Why'd you do this in like reverse order? Why'd you do like 4 through 6 first and then 1 through 3? Why?
He wasn't trying to do 4 through 6 first. That was supposed to be 1, 2, and 3. But he decided to retcon it and said, hey, no, there's actually a third trilogy I'm doing, and he wrote and everything in like 5 seconds on a cocktail napkin.
It shows.
Yeah. But, yeah, I do like what they did with Lando. They were talking about there's supposed to be a Lando movie. I'm interested in that already. Especially if it deals more with the droid that's on his side. L3, was that her name? Yeah, she is spunky and she is hilarious.
Yeah.
She will make you laugh. She's just the right... she's the droid that you're fine with her being so spunky.
Yeah.
They learned from K2. It's like, alright, if you're going to have a droid that's going to talk, at least let it be a bit of a wise ass a lot.
Yeah.
She almost got to the point where she could grate, but she didn't, thankfully.
Yeah.
Chewie, who they have in this, of course they do not have the original actor playing Chewie. They had to have another gentleman take care of it, just because, let's just admit it, the gentleman who played the original Chewie, does not need to be used more than he has to, especially since this Chewie has to do a lot of action sequences. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, you get to see Chewie really kick ass in here. Mm-hmm. And just to also touch upon Han. I don't like how they gave him his name, because it's kind of dumb, to put it lightly.
Yeah, it's a little too obvious, like, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Like elbow right into your ribs, like, oh.
Yeah, just hair it on there. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
It didn't feel organic.
Yeah. That being said, the guy who plays Han Solo, he's charismatic as fuck.
I was gonna say, he's awesome. He's charming, but like he's got a bit of a con artist side, a bit of a scammer side, but at the same time, like he has a good heart. You can feel that coming through.
Yeah, and that is one of the things I really enjoyed. And some people are really talking shit. They're like, "Oh, he's totally a Han Solo." It's like that's because people don't want to accept that you're going to have a different actor play the same role.
Yeah,
I'm fine with Han Solo being played by a guy as long as it's being done competently. That's the thing. He's doing a competent job. Why do I not like Anakin? Because he did not exude Darth Vader. He didn't even exude, a Jedi. He exuded a petulant teenager the entire time. And when he was like 20-something. It was so annoying. But here, this Han Solo, he seems like he could charm the pants off of anything. He's just the right amount of cockiness that you want from a Han. And it works. I really like this Han Solo. It's fun.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that a lot of people who just seem to want to have Harrison Ford reprising the role, just like, hey, he's 20-year-old Han Solo. I know, no,
it's like,
people.
yeah, it's like Harrison Ford is way too old.
He is also way too not give a shit anymore. I love Harrison Ford, y'all. There's not a single movie I can think of that he is in that I don't at least like what he does in it. He is at his age where he does not give any fucks. He's not going to give a shit. You could tell that in Force Awakens, but it worked because he was supposed to be a grizzled old fart.
He's like Skywalker.
Yeah. I love grumpy Grandpa Skywalker. He's the best.
Yeah, it was like...
It's like, fuck off.
It's not the character. It's like, why not? He's been around for a while. He's not like the naive young guy we met in episode 4.
Yeah, and he's also not the,
he's done some shit. He's seen some shit.
Yeah, he saw his entire group that he built up trying to train get slaughtered by one of his own apprentices.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much...
Just because his own oopsie.
Yeah, I didn't know. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason why and not only that, but Skywalker always struck me as more of a guy who's not... He's much more of a gray person than he was a Jedi or a Sith. There is supposedly like a, not exactly explained, but sort of in canon thing where they are able to tap in certain different emotions of the Force. Because that's all what the Force supposedly deals with your emotions and how you veer towards it. He does favor the light side, but he can go towards the dark side. It's part of the reason why he was such an interesting character, why he really struggled with it. Sorry, nerd talk.
I was like, nerd!
Yeah, but because of that, that's the reason why he's gonna be like, well, shit, that didn't work. He's going to be a bit of a wise ass. He's also going to be a badass at the same time because he's going to tap in all segments of the Force. And that's the reason why I didn't give a shit about the ending where they're like, oh, they've never experienced that powers. It's the Force. It's a magic mind thingy that can do whatever the hell you really want the plot to make it do.
It's a magic MacGuffin.
Yeah, I mean, I've never understood this about Star Wars fans. Some of them are trying to treat it like Star Trek, which is very science-based. Hard quotations on that. About science-based as it can be. It's like, that's not Star Wars. It's literally a space ninja fighting a space cyborg. Or space cyborg. How about a space samurai? In the Old West as well. I mean, come on, people. This is Star Wars. There's no science really to this. The only time I have a little bit of an issue is like, alright, Leia wouldn't live out in space like that. She would she'd explode because of her pressure, but...
I was like, she would have died, like, instantly and not been able to...
Yeah, unless she obviously creates a consistent force field around herself, which might be a possibility. Like, she constantly...
Well, they should have explained that, but...
I'm fine with it not being there.
But
this is a minor thing. Like, people, it ruined Star Wars.
I'm saying it ruined the movie. It's just like, okay, it's actually kind of awesome that she's able to tap into it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay... Real talk, she would have died like instantly.
Yeah.
It just kind of like nickels at my mind. Just
Yeah. I hate to try and sit here and defend Last Jedi, but I just have so many people that are like, Last Jedi's worst. The worst? Worse than Phantom Menace? Come on, y'all.
I was like, really? It's like, did we forget the prequel trilogy?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't mention Jar Jar.
I mean, that's the reason why I actually like 3. 3 was actually really damn good, in my opinion. Like, people really shit on 3. 3's where Anakin got a little less whiny. The action got to be really fucking good at that point. And then, because I think George let Steven Spielberg help a little there. He's like, hey, Steven, can you direct the scene? All right, there, done. Steven Spielberg's a god.
Who you probably met while you were in California?
Yeah, short little. Whenever I went to California, just a little tale about Solo. It's only talking about Solo. Yeah, whenever I went to this little ramen place in Little Tokyo, it's actually called Little Tokyo. First off, you can find it. It's about the size of my room. It's about 12 by 6. It's not a very big place. Delicious food and really cheap, strange enough. Great warm green tea, everything. And there's 2 gentlemen that were sitting next to me, and I'm just sitting there focused on my food. I'm just by myself, and I'm just eating my food, enjoying my lunch. And they're both talking about movies the entire time. And one guy, I look at him, and it's like he's he's a little bit younger than me, Asian guy. And I look at the other guy, he's an older white gentleman who happens to have his hair exactly how Steven Spielberg's is. And he looked a shit ton like Steven Spielberg. And I'm like, is that Steven Spielberg? I wasn't going to bug him, though. I didn't want to be that guy. But hey, that did happen. And I might eventually go back there in California just because it's damn good food. Might get Steven Spielberg now. But besides all of that, to talk about Solo and, like I was saying, the world building. There is different, obviously, worlds they go to, different stuff they talk about with the syndicates, which I will say, you'll get a little lost. Even me as a Star Wars nerd, I was like, okay, you're losing me. I don't know who you're talking about anymore.
Yeah.
Nice way to think of it is everybody hates everybody.
Yeah. It's like you're either with this one gang or this other gang or...
Yeah.
Kind of like in prison. It's like if you're not involved in a gang, you're fucked.
Yep, exactly. But, despite all of that, I will say it's not the central axis that's making the story move forward. It's all mostly just about Han Solo trying to get his way or get around through life. He's trying to figure out his place in the universe.
All I know is he's wanting to get out of his little slum planet that he's living on and get there with his girlfriend and just become a pilot. And just
he wants to explore the stars.
I was like, go where the stars take him. Yeah,
and that's Han Solo there.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that, again, the movie does focus a lot on Han and Chewie, I would say. This could also be a Solo and Chewie adventure, is what they could call this. And because of that, certain characters can maybe come off a little less developed. Her name was Kira.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically enough, because I just finished up Death Note Volume 7, because I'm like, wait, Kira? Sorry, that's what they dubbed Light in that. They dubbed him Kira. But Emily Clark's character, I just finished it. Earlier today, in fact. Right before we went in. But, yeah, Emily Clark, she does a good job with what she's given. She's just not developed a ton. Though, I think there's a reason for that, especially with this reveal that we're going to spoil here in a moment. Just to let you know, we're going to start spoiling, so if you want to, just quick, Megan says, it's alright. Would you say people need to go see it in theaters?
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, it's not bad. It's not as awesome as I'm expecting, but yeah, I think I would give it a good, solid 7.
I would go a little higher. I'd give this an 8, because if you like good, adventurous westerns, this is going to be your cup of tea. This is... like I said, it's a damn good actual western. The biggest problem is some characters aren't as developed. Sometimes the story can stray off and it's like, hey, okay, well, we just wandered off into tangent land.
Yeah.
and also the action, but sometimes can be a little. This movie just needs a little editing. I think is its big problem. It needs a little tighter editing. Near this action sequence here, let's add a little story there and cut this little bit of dialogue down. With that being said, though, I think it's actually a really good movie to go see. Sorry if I'm feeling like I'm hurrying a little. Wait, in fact, just hurt. My AC just kicked on. AC was off for a bit there, and we're in Texas. It's 97 degrees outside. It's like sweat. But yeah, I would say, hey, go see this in theaters. It's a fun romp. Is it the best movie of all time? No. In fact, in Star Wars films, I'd maybe put this a little above Last Jedi. It's not terrible, terrible, terrible like people want to say. It's not Attack of the Clones, where it has a lot of potential, but really, really stilted fucking dialogue. But it doesn't have too many points where in Last Jedi, alright, you can cut out this scene. This does not add to the movie. But still, it's like, I think it's a little better than that, not better than 3, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith. I was about to call it Revenge of the Shit. I'm like, no, that's the fake Star Wars. Or it's all anal edition from Secondary.
Yeah.
But yeah, to talk about the plot, because we're going to spoil it, so if you want to, hey, the guy just saw the movie. Hope you enjoyed it. The spoiler, it's at the very end, it's this stinger that's actually pretty good. There's this whole, like, while they're trying to do all this stuff, they're trying to steal, like, these, like, energy, or not energy cores, pretty much fuel, in all essence. And they're trying to steal for Paul Bettany, and you learn he actually has a boss that works above him. Paul Bettany is, I will say, he's actually a pretty good villain. He chews a scenery just something fierce.
Yeah, it's like Hardaway's like, this is the same guy who plays Visions, like, it's like night and day.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, Paul Bettany, you're an awesome actor. Go and say that.
Oh, like, he's the best part of Legion. Legion's a shitty movie that should be a lot better than it is. It's a movie about angels starting an apocalypse. It should be so much fun, and it isn't. It's so annoying.
Okay. Wait, ever seen it?
I'll show it to you eventually one of these days. But yeah, Paul Bettany and Khaleesi, they get into a fight. Sorry. I want to call her Kira, but then I'm imagining Light Yagami in front of me, and I'm like, quit playing with my...
But her name is Kira.
I know.
And in credits, it's spelled Q-I-R-A. It's like, okay, totally not how I was thinking y'all were going to spell that, but okay.
K-I-R-A is how I figure.
Yeah, I figured that K-I-R-A, that's what I was...
But yeah, Kira kills Paul Bettany. I'm afraid I don't actually ever remember his name in it.
Dragon?
Draken?
I mean, it originally something like they said...
Sounded like it said dragon or something like that.
Words. Okay. Yeah, it originally sounded like they were calling him Dragon Boss, but then they introduced him, his name was Dryden or something like that. It's like,
Oh, it's like, they get into this, like, kerfuffle. She kills him, and she ends up betraying Han by not, going with him. Instead, she decides to go to his boss, and pretty much takes over his part of the gang.
Yeah, his syndicate.
Yeah. And you learn that he answered to somebody else. And this is where it was actually one of those moments I would say it's the sole reason I actually go see this almost. Not because the rest of the movie's bad, but because this is such a massive insert of canonicity to stuff that we've always thought was non-canon as Star Wars fans. It turns out they're talking part of the Crimson Shadows, is that what they're called?
Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, Crimson Dawn. I was like, wow, that name sounds like... I know I've heard that before, because I've played many different Star Wars games, especially, I can't remember what it was, Forces of Corruption. Empire at War, if y'all haven't played it, go get on Steam. It's like $20. It's well worth the money.
I'm a pass.
But I was like, oh, I remember that part kind of being mentioned. What was so special about them? I'm trying to remember. And she's talking with the major boss, and eventually he's wearing his cloak. I'm like, no, it's not the Emperor, because the Emperor, he wore just completely a cloak, and he pulls it back. It's Darth Maul. It's like,
I am so confused.
It's like, whoa.
Where's the timeline? It's like, huh?
Oh, Darth Maul, obviously, he got killed,
Well,
or
like,
thought he was killed, but he lived at the end of the episode 1, according to Clone Wars and also Star Wars Rebels, 2 cartoon shows from Cartoon Network. And he replaced his bottom half with a robot. I don't know the science to that.
Huh?
If you notice his legs and all that were robotic.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, okay, I was on, like, Han and Leia and Luke, like, always thought they were, like, about the same age, but, like, Darth Maul was killed.
In episode 1.
Back when, like, Anakin was just a kid, and it's like, oh, I'm so confused.
Because here's why you're not understanding. He didn't die at the end of episode 1.
Okay, but how can you have a Darth Maul and a Darth Vader? Wait, what? I'm.
What are you confused about?
I'm confused. Like, how can Emperor Palpatine have a Darth Maul and a Darth Vader?
He doesn't have Darth Maul. That's actually part of the thing about Darth Maul, especially because of that reveal alone, that has to insert all of the Darth Maul stuff that we've been wondering about. Darth Maul, after almost dying, he gets his bottom half rebuilt, after, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
The Emperor pretty much discarded him. Because the Emperor was going to begin to mold Anakin. He saw his next apprentice there. Yeah. So, Darth Maul took it upon himself, because he is a powerful Sith, he took it upon himself to begin a underground resistance against the Emperor. But not an attempt to work with the rebels, but just to take power from him. And eventually dethrone him and kill him.
Alrighty.
So, he's alive, and if you notice, he's kind of older.
I hate when franchises do this.
What?
It's like you have a little spin-off show, or maybe even a series of books or something that's based on a movie or a series of movies or something. But it's okay, unless you read all the books or watch all the TV show or something, it's like you are so lost. It's okay, it's nice little it's nice to have little nods to that stuff, but that's one thing. But to include okay, it's for those of you that have seen this, oh, big reveal. For those of you that haven't, oh, this is very...
Can't stop you there. They're probably planning a movie for it. That's probably the idea behind it.
I certainly hope so,
because it is a niche thing, and I think it was inserted, Ron Howard and the writers got together and said, all right, we want this in here. Disney said, all right, we're going to do it, but we're going to have to be able to get a movie out of it. And they said, all right, we can get a movie out of that. Because personally, I'd like to see that movie.
Also, they're going to have to explain Kira.
They probably will. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Crimson Dawn movie that explains.
Oh, I just thought of something. Oh my god, that was so... I have a theory that I just formulated. I will tell you later.
A theory.
I'll tell you later.
But yeah, that, like I said, that just showing of Darth Maul is fucking fantastic. I love the shit out of that. And as you can see, I'm getting ready for our next little bit because, yeah, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I can't help it. I enjoyed it quite well. So, hey, you know what it is? It's the end of the month! Sorry, if I seem a little chipper than normal, I haven't been at work for a week. It's thanks to the fact that I had to take off because this one had a bit of a problem. We're still sorting through all that bullshit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I might have to talk to them eventually myself. So, we're going to talk about what we're going to see over the course of June. Mind you, June is big. There's a lot of movies that are coming out. And just to talk about, we're going to obviously go June 1st. It's this weekend. We're going to try and desperately see The Upgrade. Those who have seen the trailer for it, especially the red band, it looks like it's completely up my alley. I'm pretty sure Megan's going to enjoy the shit out of it. It's just looks so balls to the wall insane. It's about a guy who gets a surgical implant that makes him a ninja. I'm a ninja. Technically, Yeah, many things, but I am not a ninja. Alright, thanks, Al. So yeah, we'll definitely try to see Upgrade. That's funny. My phone does weird things for a drift there. That's not a drift. Yeah, we're going to definitely see Upgrade if we can help it. Worst case scenario, Action Point. Because, yeah, you just heard me kind of mention to Megan that it says like, oh, drift. I don't know if it'll still show it, but you see right there. That's not a drift. That's 211. Nicolas Cage movie. But we're not going to go see a drift.
We're good.
Not give any shits. I'll go look it up on Wikipedia if I'm curious.
Yeah.
It's an Action Point if Upgrade's got no showings, but we're going to try and go see Upgrade. Hotel Artemis will be for the 8th. Really looking forward to it. That looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Again, I
think it's an interesting concept, like a little hotel that criminals can go to where they can get fixed up.
Yeah.
It's like that very interesting, like very original concept.
It's got a ton of people in it too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to it. Worst case scenario, if there's no showings for Hotel Artemis, I hope there is. Ocean's 8. I have no shits to give about Ocean's 8. That's the thing. As far as I can tell, a lot of people don't.
We'll get to the next week.
Next week we're going to go see Tag, because, nothing else really comes out that week. No, I'm kidding. We're going to go see Incredibles 2.
We've been waiting for this. I don't know how long.
I don't know. The trailers are not...
It's like, parents, please, please, please do everyone a favor. Keep your fucking kids at home. It's like, keep your kids at home for like the first week or two. Let the adults that have been waiting for like forever for this, let us see it first.
Should I say that I'm worried about Incredibles 2? One, everything I've been hearing from, what's his face? The guy who does the voice for Mr. Incredible? Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah, Craig T. Nelson.
One, his voice is a little shaky. They should have done this a little bit sooner. He sounds old as hell, and it's supposed to take place right after the first one.
Yeah.
Second of all, the trailers are not looking good. They look bad. I will just admit, the trailers don't look interesting. Like, we're talking Moana levels of bad for me.
I'm leaving you home at that point.
I'm going to still go see it. But I just... Okay, sorry, I got a little confused here because I'm looking at a movie called China Salesman that has Mike Tyson and Steven Seagal on the front. I'm just going to rent that just for the hell of it. That's a thing.
Alrighty.
The 22nd is going to be Jurassic World Fallen Lost World. It is the same premise as The Lost World, set after Jurassic World, which wasn't a good movie. And I'm going to have to show her.
I haven't seen any beyond the first Jurassic Park movie.
Jurassic World ignores 2 and 3. So, we got to see those. Even though I don't mind 2. I think it's a dumb romp. 3 kind of sucks balls, but
Well, I never actually got around to seeing the second, third one, thanks to Netflix taking off.
So, yeah, we're going to have 22nd. That's going to be it's going to be me just hanging by my feet. And to end June, we're going to watch the second Sicario movie. Actually, my volume button. Yeah, we're going to have to both see the first Sicario, because I haven't seen it, actually. It's one of those movies just missed. Like, you ever have one of those movies where you're like, everybody's like, it's really good, and you're like, I just never saw it. I don't want to spend money just to buy it. Yeah, eventually I'm probably just going to break down, buy it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, so far this seems like the year of Josh Brolin.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Avengers Infinity War, Deadpool 2, and now...
Sicario.
Yeah.
Day of the, I cannot pronounce this correctly. Yeah, Soldado. Day of the Soldier, those who don't know Spanish. I was sitting there even thinking whenever I'm like, I know Sicario is Hitman, in all essence. So Hitman, Day of the Soldier. It's a weird title. Spanish doesn't always translate very well into English. Ironically enough.
Like burrito.
Yeah.
Little donkey.
Yeah, it's almost... Reading little donkeys. Well, it's like Gordita. Gordita is chubby little girl. Because Gordito is chubby little boy. I shit you not.
Alrighty, learn something new every day.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be June. June is gonna have some really good. I'm looking forward to them. Look kind of like indie kind of movies in a way. I'm gonna just jizz all over. I'm hoping. There is a dude with a shotgun in his arm. How much more cool can we get with Upgrade? Unless he zipped his pants down and he had a machine gun for a dick.
Alrighty.
I just hope Incredibles 2 is better than trailers are. I'm worried about it. So until then, we'll see you next week with Upgrade. Maybe it'll be an upgrade of our regular reviews. Puns? I got them. Well, we'll see y'all next time, and I wish I'd have a Star Wars pun. I don't have one, so bye-bye, everybody.
Well, same here. Makes you feeling better.
Well, live long and prosper.